Here we're going to put in this Harbor Breeze Armitage 52-inch ceiling fan today. First piece we'll be working with is the bracket here. So we want to loosen and take off all the nuts here. It's a 10 millimeter, and the washers as well. Mounting bracket goes up here to the house. The house already had a couple of these long screws to mount up there, so fish these wires through the mounting bracket. And then use your hardware to secure that to the house. All right, next we need the motor. And right now we want to remove all 10 of the screws and washers where the fan blades are going to connect. Now if yours is like mine here, the washer is actually attached right there. It's almost like it's painted or stuck on there. Like the paint stuck to it, or maybe it's this adhesive thing next to it. So I'm just going to use a flathead screwdriver to kind of pry all these off. Okay, so here are all those screws, and we'll put a washer on each one to have them ready for later. These are going to secure the fan blades to the fan. So we're going to take this up to the ceiling now and hook it on the J-shaped hook. The J-shaped hook needs to go in this one right here. It's the long oval shape. We do not want the J hook going into that one. Okay, J hook goes here. All right, so let that hang while we do the wiring. So the wiring is pretty straightforward. There are a couple of different ways you can do it depending on the wall switches you're going to use. I'm going to use a light and fan combo switch. I'm going to use this switch here. So I've got one slider for the light and I've got one slider for the fan. So for that reason, my fan and light wires will connect to different house fan and light wires. If you have a single switch here, then your blue and black from the fan are both going to go to the black from the house if you have just a single switch, okay? But if like me, if you've got two switches, one for light, one for fan, then it's black to black for the fan, and it's blue to red for the light. Okay? So let's hook these on real quick. So you got blue to red for the light, black to black for the fan, white to white. This fan here has both a green from the motor and a green from the bracket. So I'm gonna have both of those together connecting to the bare wire from the house. All right, so I'm going to have two greens connecting to a bare. Now I'll cap them all off. All right, now we're going up with the nuts and washers that we took off before to secure the motor to the mounting bracket. And I'll go up with a 10 millimeter socket wrench to do that. Alright, so the first nut and washer we're on, The wires, by the way, just kind of keep them off to the side. We can tuck them in a minute. And just get all 4 nuts and washers on. And do make sure all the wires are tucked back up in here, okay? Not just the caps, but the body of the wire too. If this hangs down too much, if you hear a clicking noise, it's because the wire is catching here. And actually I may have one, and yep, I've got one on the other side. See that cap way down there? It's making a clicking noise. So make sure you get everything up here tucked in, both for safety and to not have that clicking noise. Alright, next we slide the cover into place and take a look at where the holes line up. The one with the kind of like a backwards L shape, the screw that aligns with that, we're going to loosen that screw a bit, but leave it in place so that we can slide this in a second. The other screw, the one that lines up with the round hole, that one we completely remove and save it for later. Do the same thing on the other side. Alright, cover comes up now. You want to get the cover behind the washer. Okay, so there's a washer on the screw. Get that cover to slide in behind the washer. Same on the other side. Slides in behind the washer. They're both up now. Now twist it clockwise. The other screw that came out also had a washer. Make sure you have that washer still, and that will go in to the round hole, one on this side and one on the other side. And make sure all those screws are tightened. Alright, now we're going to get the blades ready and put the arms on the blades. So these blades are reversible, so choose your side, the brown or the white. We got our blades here, and then we also need these fiber washers and this pack of screws. There should be 16 in each, or there's 16 in each of mine. Pretty sure we only need 15 of them, so let's put them on, and we should have one left over of each. But what you want to do with the arm is put the arm on the side you want to see when you look up at the fan. So if you want to see the white side of the blade when you look up at the fan, then put the arm on that side. So once that arm is on, turn it over, grab a washer and a screw, and you got 3 on each blade. Alright, so now we're going to put the blades up. We're going to use the screws that we took out before from here, the ones where the washer's mostly stuck. So there's 2 screws, each one. Line them up where they fit. Next up is the shade fitter plate. There are 3 screws with washers going around this inner diameter, and we want to remove all 3 of those. Good. Alright, so next is to put this up. Keep those pull strings outside the center hole. There is a groove in that center hole right here. That groove needs to line up with the notch right here. So if you go around this circle, there's only one indentation notch right there, and it lines up with the notch on the inner circle. All right, so that goes up into there. Keep the pull strings out of the middle. Okay, and then you'll see the holes line up for the screws right there, and you'll put those in all three around that inner perimeter. Alright, so now we need to get the pull strings through these holes. So line them up, fish them through. Whoops, almost had it. And there is one on each side. Screw the light bulb into place. Next, the shade goes on. It twists into place. And finally, the pull strings. Okay, the power's back on. Let's test it out. There we go. And there we go. We are in business.